Welcome to Dartmoor Archery. Today I'm going to go over some practices for the meditation archery that I use myself. I've been teaching archery here now for a very long time, and some of the things in here are in all my archery, and some people come particularly for this type of archery. So I'm just going to share some of the practices with you today. First and foremost, I just want to state, just for the record, that there's nothing here that's new. So I haven't invented anything here. I'm not reinventing any wheel or anything. Everything in archery pretty much has been tried and done. I can never claim anything new in that. And meditation, again, there's so many forms of meditation, I can't claim that I've invented anything. I claim no connection really, even though it reflects to lots of different things. I'm not saying I'm a Zen practitioner or a Buddhist. This is something I developed for my own self and my own self needs. So my archery has many colourful aspects to it. Teaching from basic archery for beginners, so just teaching someone from scratch, to teaching meditation archery, Eastern archery, people that want to get more accurate, people with special needs. I do all sorts of different things, people's needs, and fun. Some people just need to have fun and lighten up. So I cover all different colourful aspects of archery really. The only thing I don't teach here is aiming. It's always been instinctive. So today, especially out there in the world with the stress that's out there and the worries, it seems to be amplified at the moment. So I thought it'd be a really good time to share some of these practices with you guys. This is simple, because it needs to be for me, and easy to follow. There's nothing complicated here. I'm going to do a few films, so this is just the first one. It's an introduction to it, and it's following the breath and learning to switch off the mind. Why do I find it useful to be able to switch off my mind? It's constantly busy, it's distracted all the time, and I can't find no peace when I'm always thinking. I can go on a lovely walk in nature with my dogs, and just the cramming of thoughts through my mind, and I don't see anything. And then at periods I think, right, stop, you're not really here. And then I would maybe look at a stream or something, but I would always be thinking about it. So, oh, that stream's running fast, or oh, look at the leaves on the trees, we're in autumn. But now, after a lot of practice, I can literally stop my thinking, so I can look at all the beauty and wonder around me, but not need to think about it, not need to make anything right, anything wrong, anything lovely, anything. I just see it and I'm at peace within it. I've tried many other things. At the moment, I do a lot of seated meditation, so I will sit down and meditate all sorts of times. I find that brings me great peace. But when I first started my path on meditation, I struggled. I would sit in a class of people meditating and think, mind would be whirling like a big wheel. And over years I got better and better at that. But to be truthful, I would skip it for a month, 2 months, forget to do it. So combining it with my archery practice was an absolute win and win situation for me, because I'm shoot a bow 7 days a week. So the fact that they go hand in hand and really work for me is an absolute bonus. And it's some of the things that I will say every archer will experience. Moments of peace, moments of real focus, alive focus without thinking. So I would describe this more as a open-eyed, fully focused, dynamic meditation, because of the part where you release the arrow. It's pretty dynamic. Well, it depends what bow you're shooting actually. For this, I prefer a lightweight bow, so I'm not going into any ballistic missile launchers. But you can practice the first part of this with any kind of bow. So you can use, what I'm going to use here from my demonstration is a little horse bow, one of my Gura foxes, at 30 pounds draw. Part of the stuff I'm going to be doing is about shooting with both hands. So if you're someone that's got a normal bow, like a shelved bow, I'll grab my one. I'm going to use it in a demonstration to show. For this first part, you can even use a standard left or right-handed shelf bow. But on the next film, we're going to cover left and right-handed shooting and why I do it, why it's good for me. And this is what I would use because I don't need 2 bows. And plus I love shooting these anyway. But if you don't have the budget, especially at the moment with work, people losing their jobs or whatever is going on in the world, you may not have the money. One of these snake bows, which you can pick up online from Quick's Archery or Merlin Archery, they're under £40 and they're ambidextrous. So you can take these bits off so you can shoot with both hands. So you can do it on a budget if you want. So it's affordable. So you don't have to rush out and buy an expensive bow, because then that adds more stress. Oh man, where am I going to find the money for a new bow? So you can do it cheaply if you want to shoot with both hands, guys. In this film, I'm just going to cover a couple of practices that I use to get rid of my thinking completely. So a lot of archers will experience that maybe here they've put the arrow on, they stood here, they stop thinking, draw and shoot. And then they go through picking their arrow up, go through, but they'll be thinking, maybe talking to someone, interacting, doing something, and then they'll come back to peace, up, draw, shoot. I've done that a lot. So it's a partial meditation. I am clearing my mind at this point. I'm in full focus. But I wanted more than that. I wanted to prolong that so that I could make, well, at first it was to make a whole set of arrows where I didn't think. So I'm not connecting to the shot when it's gone. I'm being present in the exact moment of the next shot. I've let go of the last shot. The mind is one of those complicated things that can replay all sorts. So you know, I can have one shot, oh that's bad, oh that's good, God look at that, that's spot on. I wanted rid of all that. I wanted out of thinking completely, just so that this part of my practice can give me peace. So I use this practice as well before teaching. So let's say I've got 10 people turning up. I can't at the moment because of the rules, but in the old days, a little while ago, I've got to set it all out. Arrows have got to be out, checked, bows, check the strings, get all the bows out. And if I went straight from that to teaching, they're going to get an archery, what am I going to call myself today? Archery coach, whatever label, that's like this. Have I done this? I always leave myself at least half an hour to 40 minutes to have done that and to just stand here and go through a breathing practice and clearing my head. So when I meet my customers, I'm calm, centered, and I can give them my best. So for the first round, all I'll do is take an arrow, put it on. Now I've not even put a knocking point on this bow because I'm doing everything here where it doesn't have to be perfect. And what I'm trying to teach myself actually is that I can knock, even though I look quite a lot because it's a habit, without a knocking point on. It's just something I'm doing at the moment. So all I'm going to do is pull the bow back and let go. I'm just warming the bow up actually, and myself. I'm just taking no care over it. I'm just pulling back and letting go. Over the last little while, I've really started to enjoy doing this because I don't think I missed the bag, you know. Talking, eh? So I'm making no effort here. No form, just pulling back and shooting. And some people actually shoot like that. And I've done this with lots of different archers. Just warm up like that, no care. It's great for your instinctive shooting. Sometimes when I'm really relaxed and I'm doing this and I'm not talking to someone on a camera, I can put some really nice groups out there, but I don't care about it. I've got no reason to care about this. That's why I'm doing it. It's to start where I'm not worried about accuracy. All I'm doing is shooting. And it don't matter where I shoot from. All I'm doing is letting the bow, pulling it back and letting it go. Because part of what I'm going to do in this little series is, when I physically let go of the arrow, is to mentally let go of it. So it's not interfering with what I'm going to do next. It's not thinking, oh man, I missed there. Should I restart the film because I missed? No, I don't care. I'm not at this point caring about where it's landing on the bag. I'm warming up, just boom, boom, letting go. Now when I have done a round or so, I feel a little bit warmed up, I'm going to add a bit of breath work, but it's not the breath work I'm going to do. All this breath work is going to do is wake me up a little bit and give me a little bit of energy, but it also feels it's a little bit up and down like this before I go into the deeper breath work. So when I put the arrow on, what I'm going to do is it's a pull, let go thing. So I'm going to do the breath the same. So I'm going to breathe in. I'm just letting the arrow go. So it's breathe in, just breathe in, let go. Same again. Now while you're working, because the next part's going to include a rhythm. Because in this part, I'm not worried whether I think, whether I don't. I'm putting no importance on accuracy or any of the things I'm doing. I'm just coming into the moment, just not thinking, clearing the mind, a quick, sharp, short breath. Now, one thing I'll do when you want to start finding rhythm is, so you put the arrow on, breathe in, breathe out. When you want to learn rhythm, what to do is don't breathe in again until you've took the next arrow and knocked it on. Then I'll go, but in between that, I'm talking, so I can't do it. I'm holding my breath. Because my knocking on's fairly smooth between arrows. I can put that one on, take the next one up, on. So I'm not holding my breath for long. But what this will show you is if you're kind of dawdling about here, you'll be holding your breath. So it will give you a sort of thing to say, oh, I take a long time to put the arrow on. Because on the next part of me losing the thinking, I can do it in the breath work now because I've practiced enough, but I didn't used to be able to do it so well. So I've encompassed the thing about rhythm with the shooting, following a rhythm. And it means the rhythmic cycle of knocking on and shooting at the same pace each time. So that I'm losing myself into the rhythm. That's in the next part. In this part, all I'm literally doing is warming up, and the breath. Now the breath bit, if you don't like it, don't do it. I just add it because it brings in a, and all the time I'm just relaxing in between, but the breath is in, out. It's kind of a bit erratic, but I like it. So on the next part, the breath will get deeper and more uniform to follow. One thing I'm working on is I always like to have a good stance, but if I'm going to be out here for a while meditating, I'll do like a horse stance, spread my stance. So at some stage here, these will ache a bit, especially if I'm taking time and shooting. By putting some pressure on the legs, and I sink my weight, all my weight just sinks here. Legs are getting a little bit of a workout. So I'm just going to use an ordinary stance here. And with this, I will now put the breathing cycle up till I breathe with the arrow that I'm either taking from a quiver, however you take the arrow from your quiver, from here or from my hand, but I will breathe here. So I will take a deeper breath. And what I'm breathing is into my heart. I'm not just breathing, I'm allowing it to sink here. This is the place I make my center, is my heart, my soul. That's why on some of my things you will see written shooting from the soul, because there's so much time that I'll be shooting more from here. I also like drawing across here too. I showed you this sporadic shooting, but I actually find if I draw right across here and shoot using the shoulder line, I can be very accurate, and grouping is good sometimes. So here now, I will, wow, that sun is bright. I can't even see that target. So here I'm picking up the arrow, get a nice stance, center myself, drop my weight, feeling my center. I'll pick up the first arrow with a breath into my center. Put it on the string, breathe out, then draw, and breathe out. And then again, straight away, with leaving no connection to where that's landed, because I'm still not bothered about the accuracy in this part. This is warming up to doing my archery or just simply meditating. So again, back to the breath cycle, up again. And each time just letting go here. And I'm just taking that moment between a come down, all rhythmic, back up, breathe, breathe out, breathe in, let go. And I'm letting nothing take me away apart from talking to you. From the cycle of breath connected to the shot cycle. Making it as smooth and rhythmic as I can, because rhythm is an important thing, and as we're using the heart has an important rhythm that keeps you alive. I'm just bringing everything down to a slow rhythm of breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. You know, there's like I say, there's different faces to my archery, but this is kind of the foundation. This underpins it. Even when I'm teaching a new beginner, anyone, the idea is to teach them not to think about the shot, not to think at all. And quite often, even someone who's really new to this starts to become their own therapist, and they'll look around and go, you know, they may have been shooting well and suddenly they miss one, they go, I overthought that. And you think, brilliant. And then they start to feel it. And that's what the taking away the thinking allows me to feel. I place this as my feeling center. As I said in the last little bit, people tend to be more thinking than they are feeling. I like to have the balance. Thinking is a very useful process if I can direct it. As I can, my focus here, instead of my thinking being fragmented and spread all over the place, if I can bring it to one point, it is a very useful tool, but sometimes I find it destructive. So I'm just going to take this last shot and I'm going to leave it at that. So, stay at peace, guys. Peace be with you. Thanks for watching.